All right. So, lesson 3-4 add and subtract decimals with word problems. So, we've been adding decimals, we've been subtracting decimals. We're going to get into setting up the full equation working with word problems today. But before we do that, let's subtract this. Remember, first thing you do, make sure things are lined up. So, this 5 here, we'd put our decimal, we'd add in our zeros, and then we're going to subtract. 6 minus 1 is 1. Our 1 minus 0 is 1. 6 minus 0 is 6. 2 minus 0 is 2. 80 we borrow and make this a 10. This is 7. So that 10 minus 5 would be 5. Bring the 7 down, bring 3 down. Decimal comes straight down, and it's in between. And there we go. So like I said, main thing with this is you have to line up the decimal point, and then you just add or subtract like normal. So if we do this one here. Perry bought 8.8 ounces of walnuts. The next day he used 8.7 ounces of walnuts, or of them in a recipe. How much is left? So if they're asking how much is left, that's asking for subtraction. So if we set this up, 8.8, subtract 8.7. So 8 minus 7 is 1, bring the 8s to be 0, decimal down. So 0.01 ounces. So big thing with word problems, remember there's always going to be a label. Don't forget putting the label on. On to the next one. So Paul got on a train and rode 10.9 miles. Then he switched to a different train and rode for 43.6 miles. How far did Paul ride in all? In all is kind of that clue words for sum it all up. So we're going to add these. So if we start off, we're going to have 10.9 miles. And we're adding to it 43.6 miles. So got my decimals lined up. We'll add these. 6 and 9 would make 15. So we add the 1 over here. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 4 gives us our 5. So 54.5, and we're looking for miles as our label. And that's how we add that one. So Gavin's company bought 111.38 pounds of wood and 43.59 pounds of brick. How many pounds of material did the company buy in all? Well, again, we have that in all at the end of it. So we're going to add these. So 111.38, adding to it the 43.59. Again, make sure you write them so the decimals lined up. And we're just adding them together. 8 and 9 make 17. 1, 3, and 5 would be 9. 1 and 3 would be 4. 1 and 4 is 5. Bring the 1 down. Again, bring our decimal straight down. And we're looking at pounds. So we can put LBS for pounds. 150.97 pounds. And that's our answer there. All right, so Professor Howard measured the composition of metals in a sample. The sample contained 0.44 kilograms of copper, 5.593 kilograms of nickel, 10.7 kilograms of iron, 290.7 kilograms of gold. So how many kilograms was in Professor Howard's sample? Well, here we're going to add them all. Again, we're looking for how many total is going to be here. So let's start with the first one. So 0.44. And we could put a 0 in front. Next we have 5.593. Then we would have 10.7. And lastly, 290.7. So we're going to add these all together. We're going to fill in our zeros we don't have, and we can start adding them up. So 4 and 3, we'd have 7. Actually, that is my bad. We should have a 4 there. So this is not 7. This is 3. So always make sure you have it lined up correctly. There's your lesson for right there, so that you don't make the same mistake I did. So the 4 would go with the 9 then, and make this 13. 1, 4, and 5, there is 10. 17 plus another 7 would be 24. 2, 5, and 0 would make 7. 1 and 9 would be 0. Put the 1 over, and 3. We'll bring our decimal down. There we are. So always make sure we're lined up. So the 4 goes with the 5 and the 7 and 7. This 4 goes with the 9 and 0 and 0. This 0 we need to add in, so it can go 3, we add in our zeros down here. Okay. Now, in this case, we're looking at kilograms, so our label will be kg. And that's it for this lesson. So, adding and subtracting decimals just like we were, only this time we're dealing with word problems, so we're having to set up the equations as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, until next time, we'll talk to you later.